It is time for part 2 of this week's gigantic episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now you can order Avatar The Last Airbender products, pre-order Lorwyn Eclipse products, or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. If you missed part 1 to this week's Market Watch, check that out first. We looked at the cold cards numbered 40 through 21 and the hot cards numbered 20 through 11. In this part, you'll see the top 20 coldest cards and the top 10 hottest cards. As always, our lists are based on two pieces of criteria: the percentage change in the value of the cards, as well as the change in the number of sales from week to week. Quickly before we get started though, just one fast thing. I do want to say thank you to one of our silver patrons, and that is BearBearsRVA. Bear Bears, thank you for all your support on Patreon. I can't tell you how much that long-term support helps the channel. Sincerely, thank you, Bear Bears. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the coldest cards of the week, part 2. Here you'll see numbers 20 through number 1, and I gotta tell you right off the bat, all 20 of our top 20 cold cards are foil copies from the Final Fantasy scene boxes. These card prices are dropping fast as scene boxes are opened. In fact, by the time you watch this video, they might even be cheaper than what you see on the screen. As I said in part 1, I did not include cards from the Chocobo bundle on our cold list since that is a premium product and true sales numbers are harder to lock down. But for your information, those cards are dropping fast too. Okay, let's get started with number 20, Fated Clash. This is down $36.46 to $12.44. That's a 75% decrease. This is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy VIII Children of Fate scene box. Number 19, Flash Photography, down $38.54 to $10.36. That's a 79% decrease. This is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy XV Camp Comrade scene box. Number 18, the Destined Black Mage, down $38.83 to $11.15. That's a 78% decrease. And this is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy Garland at the Chaos Shrine scene box. Number 17, Noctis Heir Apparent, down $38.99 to $11 for a 78% decrease. And this is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy XV Camp Comrade scene box. Number 16, the Destined White Mage, down $39.95 to $10.03. That's an 80% decrease. We're looking at the foil copy from the Final Fantasy Garland at the Chaos Shrine scene box. Number 15, Garland Royal Kidnapper, down $40.10 to $8.80 for an 82% decrease. This is another foil copy from the Final Fantasy Garland at the Chaos Shrine scene box. Number 14, Duelist Flame, down $42.35 to $6.55. That's an 87% decrease. And this is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy VIII Children of Fate scene box. Number 13, Chaos Shrine's Black Crystal, down $42.62 to $6.28. That's an 87% decrease. And of course, it's the foil copy from the Final Fantasy Garland at the Chaos Shrine scene box. Number 12, Emarat Coral, down $43.34 to $6.64. That's an 87% decrease. And here we have the foil copy from the Final Fantasy IX, the Siege of Alexandria scene box. Number 11, the Destined Warrior, down $43.70 to $5.20. That's an 89% decrease. This is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy Garland at the Chaos Shrine scene box. Alright, 10 more to go. Number 10, Mega Flare, down $44.04 to $4.86. That's a 90% decrease. And it is the foil one from the Final Fantasy IX, the Siege of Alexandria scene box. Number 9, the Destined Thief, down $44.06 to $5.92. That's an 88% decrease. And we're looking at the foil copy from the Final Fantasy Garland at the Chaos Shrine scene box. Number 8, Warriors Resolve, down $44.41 to $5.57. That's an 89% decrease. And this is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy XV Camp Comrade scene box. Number 7, Cypher Balam Rival, down $45.70 to $4.28. That's a 91% decrease. And of course, this is a foil copy from the Final Fantasy VIII Children of Fate scene box. Number 6, Chocobo Camp, down 48.15 to 10.75 for an 82% decrease. And we're looking at the foil copy from the Final Fantasy XV Camp Comrade scene box. Almost there. Number 5, Judgment of Alexander. This is down $50.51 to $8.39. That's an 86% decrease. And this is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy IX, The Siege of Alexandria scene box. Number 4, Squall Gunblade Duelist, down $51.03 to $7.87. That's an 87% decrease. This is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy VIII Children of Fate scene box. Number 3, Campsite Cuisine, down $52.65 to $6.25. That's an 89% decrease. And this is the foil copy from the Final Fantasy XV Camp Comrade scene box. Number 2, Search for Dagger, down $52.77 to $6.13 for a 90% decrease. This one's the foil from the Final Fantasy IX, The Siege of Alexandria scene box. And mercifully, coming in at number 1, Fishing Gear, down $73.21 to $16.13. That's an 82% decrease. And of course, this is the foil one from the Final Fantasy XV Camp Comrade scene box. Alright, since I'm sure you skipped through all that, welcome to the Hottest Cards of the Week Part 2. We're going to be looking at numbers 10 through 1, and I promise they're going to be more exciting than the cold cards section. Alright, let's get started with number 10. Crackle with Power. The Strixhaven School of Mages copy is up $2.05 to $11.92. That's a 21% increase. The Outlaws of Thunder Junction Breaking News copy is up $2.70 to $10.41. That's a 35% increase. This is jumping because of the additional commander play it's getting and builds around a couple new cards from Avatar The Last Airbender. They are Fire Lord Azula, and to a lesser extent, Ozai the Phoenix King. Number 9, Go-Shintai of Life's Origin, up $4.57 to $21.25. That's a 27% increase. This was one of the set booster commander cards from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. It's been a fairly popular commander. Now though, some new shrines and shrine support cards from Avatar The Last Airbender are pushing Go-Shintai's price. This new support has bolstered the Go-Shintai commander builds, making them popular again. You also see this in the 99 of commander shrine decks around a new card from the Avatar Jumpstart set. That's Heibai, Forest Guardian. Coming in at number 8, Ashnod Silex, up $6.92 to $7.99. That's a 647% increase. It must be 2021 because this looks like an old-fashioned reserve list buyout. Maybe someone is speccing that this could play well with Baron Helmut Zemo, which was previewed this week from the Marvel Superhero set. As you can see, this card has the Connive mechanic, and Ashnod Silex would give you some control as to what you would draw off the top of your deck. If that is the logic behind the buyout, I don't think it's a very good spec. There's just better ways to manipulate the top of your deck. Ashnod Silex will come back down when copies are sold back into the marketplace. Moving up 16 spots this week to number 7, Multiversal Passage, up $7.75 to $19.99. That's a 63% increase. This is a standard mana base card, spiking as players build new decks for the current meta. 7 out of 8 decks in the top 8 of the Magic World Championship ran this card, including the winning deck. One of the Temur Floodcaller combo Otters decks didn't have any copies, but all the other builds did. Multiversal Passage is all over the format, in decks like Dimir Midrange, Is It Looting, Is It Lesson, Simic Aggro, Bant Airbending Combo, Is It Prowess, Dimir Self Bounce, Esper Self Bounce, and Jeskai Artifacts. This also appears in Pioneer Dimir Aggro and 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation, plus it's getting some additional commander play now too. Multiversal Passage is in some builds around new Avatar cards and 1v1 dual commander, like Aang Swift Savior / Aang and La Ocean's Fury from the main set, and Heibai Forest Guardian from the Avatar Jumpstart set. Plus, in regular commander, Multiversal Passage is in new decks around Avatar Aang / Aang Master of Elements from the main set. Moving up 27 spots this week to number 6, River Pyre Verge, up $8.99 to $23.12. That is a 64% increase. As we discussed, many players are scrambling to build new standard decks, and this is a key mana-based card in a lot of them, including Is It Looting, Is It Lessons, Jeskai Control, Is It Prowess, Temur Floodcaller combo Otters, 4-color control, 5-color control, 4-color Reanimator, And sometimes you see this amount of red aggro decks that want blue to cast the Storm Clean side of Scalding Viper. Again, 7 out of the 8 decks in the top 8 of the World Championship ran River Pyre Verge, including the one that came in first place. The mostly Sultai Reanimator deck was the only one not using it. River Pyre Verge is also found in Pioneer Is It Prowess and Indomitable Creativity builds, plus it's in Modern Is It Control, Grixis Delver, and Grixis Splinter Twin. Recently, this has also seen some additional Commander play around new cards. In 1v1 Duel Commander, it's in builds around Spider-Man 2099, and in regular Commander, you see River Pyre Verge and decks around some cards from Avatar The Last Airbender, including Firelord Azula, Sokka Tenacious Tactician, and Iroh Grand Lotus. Quickly before we get to our top 5, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can order Avatar The Last Airbender products there, you can pre-order Lorwyn Eclipse products, or find any number of other great items on their website, Magic related and otherwise. Remember, if your order is over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the US, and if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get into the top 5. Moving up 24 spots this week to number 5, Storm Chaser's Talent, up $9.46 to $17.28. That's a 121% increase. Here's another card spiking because of the play it's seeing in the new standard meta. This appeared as a 4 of and 7 out of the 8 decks in the top 8 of the World Championship, including the winning one. The only deck not running it was the mostly Sultai Reanimator deck. Aside from Is It Lessons, Teamer Flood Color Combo Otters, and Is It Looting, Storm Chaser's Talent is also in standard builds like Is It Prowess, Dimir Self Bounce, Esper Self Bounce, and Simic Flood Color Combo Otters. You see this in other formats too though. In Pioneer it appears in Is It Prowess, Jeskai Ascendancy, and Mono Blue Rona Combo. Plus this has recently been seeing some additional commander play in decks around a card from Avatar The Last Airbender, Sokka Tenacious Tactician. Number 4 is Monument to Endurance, up $12.85 to $21.67. That's a 146% increase. This is spiking because of the standard Is It Lessons deck that won the World Championship last week. 3 out of the 4 Is It Lessons decks in the top 8 were running 4 copies of this, including the winning build. Monument to Endurance is played in other formats as well though. In Pioneer, it's a 4 of in Orzhov Greasefang, and in Modern it appears in Osmo Food. Plus, it has been getting additional commander play recently and builds around a couple new cards. Norman Osborn / Green Goblin from Marvel Spider-Man, and Jaws Relentless Predator from the Jaws Terror of Amity Island Secret Lair. Moving up 31 spots this week to number 3, Artist Talent. It goes up $17.25 to $26.68. That is a 183% increase. This spiked wildly last week because of its role in, you guessed it, the standard Is It Lessons deck. 3 out of the 4 Is It Lessons decks in the top 8 of the World Championship are running 4 copies of this, including the one that came in first place. This also appears in the 4-color version of Lessons, but the Is It one is far more popular. Over in Pioneer, it's a 4 of and Is It Phoenix, and it's part of the Modern Ruby Storm deck as well. Artist Talent has also been seeing increased commander play recently in decks around some new cards, including Norman Osborn / Green Goblin from Marvel Spider-Man, as well as Iroh Grand Lotus from the Avatar The Last Airbender main set, and Longshot Rebel Bowman from the Avatar Jumpstart set. Number 2 is Caltrops, the Urza's Destiny copy, up $15.86 to $19.99. That's a 384% increase. The one from 7th edition is up $17.27 to $21.65. That's a 394% increase. This sees some commander play and builds around cards like Sonic the Hedgehog and Gyerson Storm Kellermorph, for example. It's spiking now though because of speculation due to one of the Marvel superhero preview cards we saw this week. This will combo with Bruce Banner / the Incredible Hulk. The Hulk attacks, Caltrops triggers Enrage, which will give the Hulk a +1/+1 counter, but more importantly, you get to untap the creature and you'll have another combat phase. If your opponents can effectively block the Incredible Hulk repeatedly or break up the combo, you'll be able to just keep attacking until the game's over. And finally, coming in at number 1, Flourishing Defenses, up $22.49 to $22.99. That's a 4,498% increase if you're doing the math at home. Well, what can I say? This is a Shadowmoor uncommon that is yet to be reprinted. Not a rare, but I can still use my one per video. You may know that during this time period in Magic there was a recession in the game, and less packs of Shadowmoor as well as some other sets were cracked. Due to the lower supply, some of these cards that have not been reprinted tend to spike when there is some attention on them. So why are people paying attention to this now? It has been getting a little commander play and builds around Hepatra, Vizier of Poisons, but the real key driver for this spike is a preview card from Lorwyn Eclipse that we mentioned in part 1 of this week's Market Watch. That card is High Perfect, Moorcant. The synergy between the two cards is obvious, but the question remains, will Flourishing Defenses be reprinted in Lorwyn Eclipse or an adjacent product? Time will tell. Alright, that's going to do it for this 2-part, giant-sized edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. I hope you found the information useful. I am going to come back later this week and do a stream on MTG Arena. Play a little Avatar before the holidays perhaps, so make sure you do have your notifications on. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to go live. If I have time, I might even do it twice this week. We'll have to see how it goes. Until next time, though, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.